So the very first card is the 9. This is the 9 of Cups. And a lot of times this card is a card of abundance. It can be inheritance. It can be a promotion, but it's getting your money together is what it is. So I know about a month or two ago, Pisces, you were looking at where your money was, where investments were, what was necessary, what wasn't. So it looks like you did your work. And now things are a little bit more on the financial abundance area. So for many of you Pisces, you may be getting a raise or a promotion, some sort of honoring. It doesn't necessarily have to be the abundance of money either. It can be the abundance of love or just having calmness in your life when you have had tumultuous times. So it looks like you did the work, Pisces, and you are right in line for the reward. So it looks like you did the hard work. You spoke the hard words. And it looks like you really change some behaviors or change some priorities, either to do with money or with abundance. And it's working out a little bit better for you. When you make yourself a priority and you put yourself on the list instead of doing for others all the time and neglecting your own needs, you get lost in the shuffle, but it looks like you have made that switch. You are making yourself a priority, your health, your money, your retirement, and your everyday life looks like it is much more of a priority. Not that you won't do things for others, Pisces. You will always do things for others, but it's really important at this time that you start taking care of yourself first. So your health is managed, your money, you know where it's going, and it looks like the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and you did a lot of work to get to this place. So I commend you, Pisces. Also looks like what crosses you, what challenges you, it kind of looks like you are creating either travel, or doing an activity, something that you've always wanted to do ever since you were small. So this looks like something that you are making a priority. I'm feeling that it may be like a European trip, and for those in Europe, it may be a South American trip, but it's something over a great body of water, but it's something that you've wanted to do. Who knows? You may be climbing up the pyramids of Chichen Itza, who knows, but it's something that you have put a priority to and you are saving for. It is not something that you can create right away, but it looks like with the prioritization of your money and your time that this is attainable. This is attainable. And so continue to put your priorities, your wishes, your dreams on the front burner. Take them from the back seat to put them in the front burner. You have done a lot for others, and it looks like you've changed some of those, I don't want to say games, but some of those behaviors that were not healthy for you, released relationships, spoken your truth in long-term relationships on things that weren't working, and made some changes. For many of you Pisces, it's releasing those relationships or releasing the toxic friendships. But you have made some big strides and some big changes about making you a priority and speaking your truth to those that have hurt you in the past. The Knight of Wands is what is above you. This feels like it's a person of support. A Knight of Wands. Wands is fire. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But it looks like the resistance isn't happening so much. You are being supported and nurtured into your goals and your desires. So someone that you have nurtured and helped through their life is now returning the favor and supporting you and nurturing and honoring your decisions to make some changes. It looks like some of those changes are not very welcomed by others, but this particular person is holding you dear and standing up and saying, yes, it's time for you to do things for you instead of for everybody else. So this is a knight. It doesn't necessarily have to be a man. A knight can be a man or a woman. It is probably someone under 40. And because it's a fire sign, it's someone that has a lot of movement, a lot of activities in their life. So that is the Knight of Wands. And this is also in line with the changes as well as the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, I believe, for you male Pisces, this is you. It can be for the females too, but it's really exalting yourself, coming into your power, making yourself as important as you have made everyone else in your life. But so this is right on the line, and this person is very supportive of these changes so you can come into your power. You have nurtured and empowered this person, and they are a bit younger than you, it feels. And they in turn are holding you up when you need it, encouraging you to make those changes, and supporting you when they are people who are challenging those changes. I don't want to skip the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, it's in the past position. This is a great card. You are on your path. You have done the work. The Ace of Pentacles, it's like, yes, you're on your path. You can see your future. Your future looks a little different. You're trusting your intuition. You're trusting your gifts. There's more motion in and more actions to your thoughts. They're not just, thoughts that you'd like to do. You're actually putting some motion into them and making some changes. So you're absolutely on the right path. Make your health a priority. It kind of feels like your health became a priority, and that is what helped you make that mind shift into choosing you first and doing a little less in the world for others and more for yourself. So you're on the right path, Pisces. Keep going, and follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. This really feels like God's hand is in the mix, and that really listen to the God of your heart and what Spirit is telling you inside. Trust yourself. Trust your truth over anyone or anything. And it looks like you are doing that. You are doing that. It took a kick in the butt, but you are doing that, Pisces. So continue on that vein, coming into your power, exalting yourself, making the choices, those morally difficult choices, but the choices that honor you now. It looks like in the past you've made decisions to honor your spouse or your partner or your children or your parents first and foremost, and have put your dreams and desires on the back burner. No longer is that true. No longer. It's time to take all those great creative ideas and those abundance and things you want to do, put them to the front of your awareness, and start making it happen. You make it happen for everybody else on the planet, Pisces. It's time for you to follow your wildest dreams and to actually do it. I feel some fear here that people will disagree with what your choices are, but it's really nobody's business. It's yours. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're in integrity, choosing you first is not a bad thing, and it's not selfish either. It is not selfish. Too many of us do things for everyone else and then feel guilty when we nurture ourselves or say no to something that we normally say yes to, or, buy a new pair of shoes. We have to feel guilty for months and months because we actually gave to ourselves first before we gave to our family, our children, our friends. So it's time to make you a priority, Pisces, and float along a little bit and embrace some of your wildest dreams. The Page of Wands here. Pages can be messages. They can be children. Wands are movement or fire. That is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This feels like it's coming. This is information coming in the form of a message. It has to do with the changes that you made. Can be even an apology or cleaning up a mess from the past is what it's feeling like a bit. But there will be an opportunity coming up in January where you will be able to be in touch with someone that you haven't been in touch with for a while, or give or receive an apology. That's what it feels like. And it may involve a fire sign, or it may negate a fire sign. There's something to do with a fire sign in here. But this feels like a message. I'm also picking up that Pisces, it's time to spend some one-on-one time with a fire child. And that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So someone is in need of a little bit of attention from you that is in a younger body. It feels like it's under 20, like early teenagers to childhood. So it's a child that needs some advice or just wants to spend some time with you. So that's coming up in January as well. The Empress is here. It's the basis of all this, and you have some really powerful cards coming up here. You have Justice, which is right next to the apology card. So either apologies coming to you or you're gifting an apology that is long overdue. The Empress is nurturing, that's planting the seeds, can be pregnancy. So for those of you in the childbearing years, it could be pregnancy. So be aware if that is not part of your desire. It looks like it's pretty strong in the month of January, so do what you need to do to prevent that. It can mean someone in the family will be announcing pregnancy as well. It does feel like new beginnings. It also feels like that you planted a seed of a project. It looks like maybe even 2 or 3 years ago, and it kind of just fell by the wayside. That will be reignited. That project, that connection will be reignited. And I'm feeling like it's a beautiful project, but it's with someone that you really truly care about, and that you and this person have passion for the project that you didn't before, but now you're both on the same page is what it feels like. And the Empress here, she's nurturing, she's, planting seeds of growth, loving unconditionally, and just nurturing you into your highest creative growth and encouraging you to fly and to fly high. I love the Empress card. That is the card of creation, the card of nurturing a project to fruition, or creating a baby, or creating something new. So that's the basis of the beginnings for you in January, Pisces. The Justice card is right next to the Page of Wands. So I'm really, really feeling that as someone from the past, something from the past that was not right, either out of balance for you or for the other person, and it feels like it will come back into balance, and that some apologies will be given and received, and some changes will be embraced, so this new project in this new space can start to grow again. It looks like the seeds of this project, relationship, job, something started about 2.5, 3 years ago, and looks like it was derailed really quickly. It wasn't the time for it. But now it's feeling like it's much more in line for the time to grow and to present this new thing out in the world, where it will be accepted, and you will grow and they will grow. But some justice has to come before all that growth. So the apologies have to come, or the balance has to come before it can take off. But it's in the works spiritually. It's in the works. So follow your heart. And if it means you pick up the phone if the apology is due from you, you pick up the phone. It's okay to get through that energy. There's also the King of Wands here. You have some knights. You have some court cards. You have 2 kings. So it's really living in moral integrity. Have a basis, have truth behind your words. Put some motion to your words, and really be in integrity. If you say you're going to do something, do something. If you can't do it, then put it out there that you can't do it. Don't just leave things hanging. Really take the moral high road. Even if all around you are failing, you take the moral high ground. You inherently know what is right and what is wrong. And it looks like you have been in the midst of kind of a dysfunction. I don't want to call it dysfunction, but looks like a family. It has to do with family. that something in the family has been really out of balance for a long time. Dysfunction has been ignored. So now it's time to speak truth with integrity. It's time to hold your moral ground. It's time to speak those words of honoring to those that that need to be honored. But there is a shift coming in the family dynamics. It looks like one or two particular people in the family have kind of lost some of their power. I don't know if it's kind of feeling like maybe drugs or alcohol or anger, some kind of addiction of some kind has either shifted or been challenged in some way by you, Pisces, to make this change. So hold that moral ground, and no means no with a capital N at the beginning and a period after the O. So no longer do things that are out of in line with your integrity, out of in line with your morals. It's time to face the music and speak your truth. If you are the enabler, it's time to stop enabling. It's interesting how the helpless can figure out how to do what they need to do when they're no longer being enabled. So something has changed within the home life. Some pattern of enabling or addiction has been either challenged or changed. And so this is a little bit more of a continuation of that tumultuous time, but it does look like it's moving towards the positive. Things are really changing in the family dynamics. But the kings here really hold that integrity. Speak your truth from your heart. Don't be manipulated anymore. No more, Pisces. No more manipulation. It's not healthy for you, and you've seen the truth for a really long time. So now it's just time to put your plan in action that you have been comprising for, looks like 2.5 years. So really embrace those changes. Make it a part of the everyday plan for you. Even if your partner or your family doesn't go along for the ride, you do what you need to do to be in your integrity. And that way your slate is clean when it all comes down, because it's going to blow up. It is going to blow up. And if you've already spoken your truth, cleaned up your mess on your side of the street, it will not affect you so drastically. But there are some changes coming. For many of you, it would be maybe releasing a relationship, changing a relationship, embracing a new relationship. Could be jobs, but there is a big shift coming for you, Pisces, and it's all about empowering you. It's all about no longer the enabling behavior that has become a little too comfortable. It's no longer comfortable for you. So that is the changes. This is the 10. This is the 10 of discs, or the 10 of pentacles. So there is movement happening, and this is the home. So there is movement happening in the home. Could be somebody moving in, somebody moving out, could be painting, cleaning the garage, but making some changes towards the positive. It is a 10. So it is something that you have been thinking about and trying to complete for a very long time. The completion is right in your sight. It is a 10. It is there. Don't give up. Just keep moving, and keep making those changes. Keep releasing that energy. If it feels uncomfortable, extricate yourself from the situation for a minute and then come back and look at it with fresh eyes. But things are changing in the family dynamics, and it is changing mostly because you have stopped the enablement behavior as of a month or so ago. So this is new. You will be tested, but just keep on that path. And remember, the kings, be in integrity, be in the highest of integrity. Have your words be true and pure and not malicious or harmful. No matter what anyone is throwing at you, you stay in that place of integrity where you were born to be, Pisces. Your intuition is right on, and it was right on last month. It is right on this month too. So continue doing what you need to do to make your life better. The Knight of Cups here, you've got a lot of people's attention here. Cups are a water sign. That's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Knight is usually someone younger than 30. Can be a male or a female. This does look like So you've got two things right here, two knights, and it feels like one is on the positive and one is on the negative. So you may be being pulled in two different directions from people in your family. One who is in alignment and agreement to the changes, and one that is not on the alignment and the changes. Or the agreement to the changes. So there may be a little bit of strife here. There may be a little bit of static in communications while the transition is happening, but it does feel like in general, you will be happier. All will be happier when everything is said and done, and people figure out how to wipe their own butts and how to do things for themselves. But no longer will you be fixing other people's mess ups. They need to learn how to fix it. You know how to learn how to do it. You're very capable of cleaning up messes, but you've done it so much for other people that they are feigning ignorance. Oh, I don't know how to do it. You have to do it for me. No, you don't. If you fell off the planet tomorrow, they would figure it out. So have that be in your mind. They are capable. They're very capable. So it looks like a little family dynamics being challenged, some old behaviors that weren't working, some enablement behaviors that weren't working have now shifted. And so it's that kind of trial and error period. It's the transition period as these changes start to come about.